Hey everybody, Panda here to bring you Magi, the Labyrinth, the Magic, I always get that mixed up, episode 7 review, and, well, yes, another great episode, and I especially love the new character we got introduced to. So, it started off with this guy just sleeping around, and we do see him in the opening, but, he's just sitting there, and these thieves are like, oh, we're so thirsty, we're so hungry, and then they see this guy just laying down on the floor, like, reeking of alcohol, and they steal all his crap. And um, and Aladdin and Morgiana are like walking through, and they find him with like literally butt naked. All there is for a leaf. I'm sure the leaf is there for there are a few reasons. Pretty big leaf, mind you. I think I was actually where Morgiana said that was a pretty big fucking leaf you got there. um, and he like got lent some of the Aladdin's clothes, which I'm bloody surprised how they fit. And he was asking, "Oh, my name's Sin," which that comes into later. And he's saying, "Oh, we're traveling to Babylis, and I think it's called Babylis, isn't it?" And they go, and they're saying, "Well, if you like Morgiana smells like the sea," and as he's like she goes up this hill with Aladdin. Turns out they're at their destination, so they like all the walking and all the traveling that they've done. That slur is like complete, and the guy said, "Come on," and they're like, "I'll treat you to some stuff like to help me giving me some clothes," and they went into area and. Friggin' Sin comes in and like these guys will stop and saying, "Hey, do you know who I am?" And it's like, and then his friends have to buy him in. I believe one is called Jafar, the one with the hat, and I forget what the finalist is called, but I have high hopes of this guy because he freaking looks beefy as anything. And even Morgiana and her knows, they're saying that, that's another finalist there. It's rare to see our kind. And like like the whole like they like I really want to see what he do because we all know finalists are pretty buff and pretty strong, and we did get revealed what Sin's name is. It's Sinbad, the Sailor Man. But in this series, he's Sinbad, the Great Adventurer, who has cleared 7 dungeons. I'm like, that is freaking incredible. Like, you've done that much. Like, cleared 7. And also as well, like, since his goes like, unfortunately, he lost all his magical tools with the thieves, so yeah, that's not gonna go too well. Even Jafar was like, what the hell, like, we gotta get these back. And he didn't, like, I do like Sinbad. He's very cool, he's very relaxed, but there was this one bit in the episode when he was trying to get trades back to one of these areas, and he's like proper going in. He was like a proper badass, and he's like, we need like your supplies. Are you like not trusting my father's like what my father's like sort of my father established? Because even as well, there was like they mentioned that there is like sort of like a civil war going on at the minute, mainly because of the previous king's death, and they don't like the new one, so they don't particularly like Sinbad that much. And he said, "Oh, I'm not opening up the borders because we got someone called the Phantom Trope." Yes, where have you heard that before, Hunter x Hunter? And what does this series remind me of? Literally, I was like, what the like, a bunch of thieves, no guess, like, I guess that's what these guys were. I'm glad they weren't murderers, otherwise we would have had a real serious, like, what the hell, but, like, we got the Phantom Trope, and they're saying, like, they're closing off the, like, they're stealing from me, and I had to keep raising taxes, and, like, I can't, like, risk losing any of my ships and stuff, and, like, Sinbad, like a boss, just, like, gets his dagger out, stabs it on the table, and said, "I'll deal with it then." And then we'll reopen the borders. So that sort of gives a reason why Morgiana and Aladdin's can't go to the Dark Continent, since, like, they closed off that area because in case of the Phantom Trope. But the reason that makes these Phantom Tropes so deadly is that they've got their own magical tools. And when they planned like the ambush and even like wanted getting Aladdin and Morgiana to get into a system, we saw their tools, and one, like, I think it was like the Phantasm Sword. One seemed to like manipulate a lot of people. The other one we saw like cut up people, it seems like it can cut up people, but it also cuts walls. It like has an acid ability that all like fog, sort of like a fog item. So they must have, you know, invaded a fog dungeon. I believe then we had like one more, which when we saw Jafar go in and try fight him, I did like him. He like sort of used like these strings or something, like, or like he did that to try and tie people up. But this other girl had like a one that could like trap you. And then Morgiana even tried. She freaking got a few teeth like she was kicking a few teeth in. No, like, and then in as well, like Aladdin came in, and then there was this guy, because they've been hearing as well in like throughout the episode that there is a person who's just recently joined the trope named Miracle Man Alibaba. So we're thinking, you know, Alibaba, like, what has he gotten himself into? And then Alan's like, oh, I'm sure it's not our Alibaba. Don't worry about it. Who does come out at the end of the episode? Freaking Alibaba. So I'm pretty curious to see like why he's like gone and helped the trope. Well, they do feel like they are doing a just cause thing, like they are only stealing from the rich, but you know it's still stealing at the end of the day. I mean, they should share like their money and stuff like around, but I really am interested to see on like what they're gonna be like, you know, what they're gonna be doing like with this, because I want to see Aladdin and Alibaba fight. That's gonna be a crazy fight, I imagine, because we've seen what Alibaba can do in the opening, like with that fire technique that he has in that Djinn. But that's all from me, people. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna try and get episode 6 back, but you know how freaking dicks Sony are, you know. Also, as well, Sony, do you think this has got any of your music in it? Go and have a look. See, like, actually watch the video before, you know, you flag it. But, you know, yeah, just be careful with Sony. They're absolute dicks. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. Remember, straight by Panda, sign out, and I'll see you next time.